smiling.
Yeah, they did in one of those movies where they stuff the bodies into the luggage to get them away. They don't even have seats on the flight, Jason.
It's so crazy. What, 46 kills for Simple in this series across both maps is just an unbelievable effort. And like I said, if you're FaZe, I don't even think you can necessarily I mean, you're obviously going to be upset about the loss, but I don't even know if there's anything really you can be too bothered by in terms of your own individual play. Regardless, we've got the perfect people to tell me if I'm right or wrong on that one. We've got Freya, Pimp, and Maniac.
Well played, brother.
If you look up domination in the dictionary, this map is exactly what you will see as the definition. Just a pure massacre from Na'Vi. I thought FaZe would have what it would take to be coming back into this one, particularly it being their map pick, but one solitary round, Matthew, just not good enough from FaZe.
I'm still recovering from that game. Honestly, I share the look of disbelief on Robin's eyes. Just total. What the hell? What the hell just happened? What the hell was that? How on earth could we foresee such a performance from Na'Vi? I had them taking this series, but I thought this would be an absolutely nail-biter of a game, a barn burner, 3 maps, hard games. Hell no, none of that shit. None of that. If it was a spanking, I don't even know where to start.
It's just a contrast, right? As you said, the expectations from everyone was coming into this game that it was going to be close. We had the major final between the two teams as well, where it ended in overtime, back and forth. And then we get this, we get Na'Vi playing some fantastic Counter-Strike, and FaZe just lost from energy, lost from desire to get anything done. It's hard to be critical of FaZe. Obviously, winning one round is just not good enough, but Na'Vi played a perfect game of Counter-Strike right here.
147 ADR for
not too bad.
We talked about it. We said Dust 2, he was average. He was doing his job. He wasn't exactly required, but we knew he could catch on fire. And once again, he comes in with the reference CT side on Inferno, being mobile as we like, being aggressive as we like, with the rifle, with the AWP.
The second elimination game comes up.
Man, I told you at the beginning of this series. Simple in the circumstances we're in right now. I don't know why. I had the feeling that the man would be absolutely inhuman.
It's gonna be good. I will let you know the maps in a minute.
It's incredible to witness when we're talking about the context that Na'Vi are coming into this with as well. The fact that they've had to switch up their in-game leader, Electronic, not traditionally in that role. We had questions, particularly coming into this map. He thoroughly impressed us on Dust 2. We were saying, is this an easier ground? Perhaps not taking anything away from his performance, but he showed us Inferno. He's here to stay.
In all fairness, they didn't get to play the T side, so we have no idea whether or not Na'Vi would look good on the T side against FaZe. But when you have a guy like Simple just controlling the map like he was, you've seen the highlights right here. He's on Banana, he's on Coils, right? He's on Arch as well. He's just moving all over the apartments as well, for that matter. He's all over the map with the AWP. FaZe could do nothing right in this one. So for Electronic to be a caller in this game, he didn't really have to do anything. Just, buy Simple an AWP and let him do what he does.
I mean, even then, I thought that the setups were perfect. They were perfect for Na'Vi. They always had the read. They always had 3 people. They never over-rotated. They were always one step ahead. Let's be real, okay? If we're going to replay this game 100 times, this might have been the 1 or 2% extremely positive side for Na'Vi. That's the truth. There's no way for me to replay this match and imagine that we would have the same result. But this is a very scary sample as to what can happen when you play against Na'Vi and Electronic gets in the groove. He knows what's going to happen, and Simple and the rest catches on fire. You're OG right now. You're watching this. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, they must be shaking in their boots. And I mean, unfortunately for FaZe, that does mean they are eliminated here from this one. But we do have a few words courtesy of karrigan before their departure.
karrigan, tough loss there against Na'Vi. Let's go to Dust 2, 16-6. What was going on your CT side?
Yeah, it's a big question mark. I feel like we get red and we got outplayed in every single moment on the CT side. They never really came long in that sense, so I felt like there's one duo save everywhere on the map, and we had the same issue against D2 yesterday, so obviously we were not able to fix it for today. So yeah, they played really great and they were on fire today.
Talking about fire, Inferno 16-1. Why couldn't you get anything going on your T side?
Yeah, it's a big question mark. I felt like when we actually got an entry, we went to side, they stacked, so they read that situation really good, but they got a lot of entries, we never got rolling, people were not there, and the initiative was not that good, and we didn't hit our shots individually, so literally no chance today.
The result at Dallas and now here in Blast, coming off the major, is it a bit expected, reaching a lifelong goal and then sort of stepping off the pedal a bit?
No, I'm very disappointed with the results. I think Dallas was all right. Could have been better there, but we were there. We played good CS. We lost in a fortunate situation, but here, the last 4 matches we played here, we got utterly smashed, and that's not good enough, and that's not the expectation we need to have after even winning a major or whatever you do in life. You can't draw up like that. So I don't know what it is. We have to talk today, but I hopefully it's the practice time. We haven't had enough. So yeah, we need to win Cologne, else this is a very bad season in the end for us.
All right, so up next then, focus is on Cologne.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if we don't go to the final of Cologne, I'm going to be really disappointed with the season, even though we start out really good, because the way we play right now is not the way we played at all at any time of the season. So very disappointed with the last few results.
Well, if there's anything you'd like to say to the karrigan and FaZe fans out there, now's your chance.
Yeah, sorry for not reaching the playoff, or we did reach the playoff, but the arena here, what I would like to play here in Lisbon, well, it didn't happen. So yeah, hopefully we can manage to make the FaZe fans happy in Cologne. So yeah.
All good, bro. All good.
Thank you, karrigan, and best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
Props to karrigan for giving us a few words after an incredibly tough loss versus NAVI. And I think the question that Pala posed about, where does this leave FaZe? After winning the major, coming into Dallas, faltering there, not making it in front of the crowd now.
So I will already put up a prediction right
huge
now.
question marks, and I can't help to think, right, if anyone ever had any doubt whether or not karrigan is still motivated, when he's saying that it's going to be a poor season, it's going to be a bad season if they're not going to win Cologne, or at least do well at Cologne. They just want a major. The goddamn man won the major that he's been seeking for such a long period. They established themselves as the number 1 team in the world, and I'd still argue they are the number 1 team in the world.
Oh, first map I don't like.
Right here, that is a bad season.
Final map, oh my, final map is vertical.
Motivated, and to me, that's expectations down his shoulders right now.
See, because if you want to stay on the top, you have to subvert the test of time in Counter-Strike, and that's what karrigan is talking about in his interview. If they bow down in Cologne, if Cologne is a bad event for them, then who's out there can't say that these were just 3 months for FaZe? That would be 3 months of domination. So they are at a very important conjunction point for the lineup, and we have to see a reaction.
Yeah, definitely.